Yet the government keeps turning events like Filton into proof of a wider extremist threat. The story they keep telling is about domestic extremism and foreign influence and a threat to national stability that conveniently justifies new public order powers and harsher penalties for anyone who disrupts the businesses and institutions the government aligns itself with politically. And Elbit Systems is not just any business, is it? It's part of Israel's defence architecture. It sits inside a geopolitical relationship that successive British governments have treated as strategically important. And that means anything involving Elbit becomes sensitive by default. So when a protest movement targets Elbit's role in supplying Israel during the Gaza genocide, that becomes a political headache for this government. Not because of the legality of the protest, which is something for courts to handle, but because of the optics. And this trial lands right inside of the optics. And that's where the political pressure shows itself, because political pressure doesn't look like the government telling prosecutors what to do. It looks like the government setting a narrative so loudly and so repeatedly that the entire public environment around a trial becomes something other than neutral. You can see this happening because ministers keep talking about Palestine action as if prescription were the natural response to direct action, even though proscription is supposed to be a tool used for terrorist groups, not political movements. And that rhetorical shift is not accidental either. It's a way of telling the public that any action targeting an arms manufacturer linked to Israel is inherently suspect, inherently extremist, inherently dangerous. Once you build that suspicion into the political bloodstream, every trial linked to that movement becomes symbolic, whether anyone inside the courtroom wants it to be or not. This is why the transparency questions being asked outside the courtroom are landing so heavily. It's not because they imply anything about the evidence inside the courtroom, because of course they don't. They can't. The evidence is for the jury. It's because people are suspicious of the political climate the trial is sitting in, and they want reassurance that nothing about that climate is bleeding into the process.